Like, I think people are in their head, like, he can do it better than me. And it's like, but it's fun that you're doing it. It's exciting that you want to put your hand
up. I know what I'm doing when I'm you? I am mashing the buttons, dude. I got no clue.
Tickets are on sale for KFC Radio Live. Click the link in the bio. Get yours. Come out and hang with the boys.
You guys, we are so excited to do this with you.
I know. You
Yeah?
It's incredible, this studio.
You're saying it too much. It feels like you're lying now.
No, it's just so comfortable. Yeah, we're going over the top.
You guys are probably the most excited we've ever had somebody be to come on the show.
Now I feel like a loser.
No, it would be.
No one comes to this bar. It's like, this is the best.
It would be nice if everybody
It's a
was
little
like,
dirty,
fuck. Well,
but-
that's what's crazy is like this is the new studio. And we immediately like ruined it. Like it's just like we're like a goldfish. Like you put it, they grow to whatever size
Boys
you're in.
are so crazy, but this does make me like just understand it's like just a male thing.
The dirtiness.
Like I had a guy send me like a photo and it was like sexy and I was like, ugh, but there's stuff on his floor.
Yeah.
I get that.
And then
I
Rayna's like,
get
that's just how they are. I was like, oh right.
You know what it is? It's messiness, not like
Sorry,
dirtiness.
messy. Yes,
like
mess.
you're not gonna find like
It doesn't smell bad.
food and like
Yes.
dirty
Right.
dishes,
Yes.
but you'll find like a
I
towel
think
on the floor
girls
for sure.
can be dirty.
Yeah, you bitches are
Like-
dirty.
like-
All right. Your girls' bathrooms are a little dirty.
It's just
Little?
Like you go into a girl's bathroom, it's like,
One had some period blood on it.
oh my goodness.
Yeah, totally.
Like there's bananas on the floor. It's funny.
Yeah.
There's produce on the
Yeah.
floor.
I like to have a banana a day.
Technically, you know,
I might
you
take one of those if you guys
peel
want
it
one. Do you
off.
really want one?
You want one?
I love a banana.
Let's go. Go ahead. Have a banana.
Oh, do
How
you
is
think they're
everything?
right?
Eat it in a sexual manner, and we'll
Are
clip
we
it.
recording?
Yeah. This is it.
Okay.
She's great.
Yeah?
She's a little dancer. She's a dancer, and she's a good one. She's
Yeah, I'll take a
very
banana. Do you think they're ready to eat?
very dramatic.
Okay.
How often do you have the kids?
I have them
Oh, they feel nice. Okay.
every other weekend, and Thursday is like a lock, and then I usually take them to school 1 or 2 days a week, and then I go to Keegan's
Good
has
one.
2 practices a week. I take Shay to dance. So like I mean, I honestly probably see my kids as much as some
Moms.
like dads that are honestly, like as much as some parents are together. I mean, if there are parents that travel like a lot for work, I'm probably seeing my kids like
A lot.
as much as that. Yeah.
You sent him a text. Oh yeah, it was you.
I was talking to John.
Sexted him.
We didn't
Yeah.
sex. Oh yeah,
That was the
No, I didn't send a sext. I was like, I wish you were cuddling.
Yeah, it was
with
a
me.
cutesy.
Right.
It was the cutesy one.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
So embarrassing, and you just didn't respond.
What is one supposed to say?
There's no win. There's no
You
win. 'Cause
can't.
either
Me
you're
too?
like, yeah, me too, and she's like, oh fuck, wrong person.
I wish you were like,
or
me too.
or she,
What if you would have said me too? I would have
What if that
you
what
wouldn't
if-
be sitting on this couch?
You know
right
what
now.
I
You'd
should have
never
done?
Come back.
What I should have done is gone over the top and been like, I'm so happy you said it. Like our feelings
I've
are
been feeling
finally,
the same way.
you know, we're finally out and honest, and then you'd have to write back like, oh, that was for someone.
I would have been
else.
like, Ashley, what do I do?
I know.
I would have
Just
said,
add me to the chat. I'll
Yeah.
handle that.
Kevin, if you shave your head, maybe I'll be in.
Right. You have way too much hair for Rayna.
Ashley does really write a lot of my really serious, important text messages. She did one for me today.
Girls do that a
Well,
lot.
you need another like set of eyes sometimes.
You guys workshop everything though.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you
Your
guys brought
sex,
that
your
up, 'cause
pictures, your
it's-
texts.
Are we recording?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think. Well, sometimes I'm also so angry, and like I'm part of the situation, and so I need somebody else to be like,
True.
let's
Yeah.
dial it back.
But
You guys
like,
also know you share all your details, so like you would know enough about the guy she's
What's been
seeing
going
or
on.
whatever the fuck is you're arguing or talking about.
Somewhere in the text it said I'm sorry, and I was like, don't you dare apologize. I was like, you
I
didn't
went
do
out
it.
with this guy a few times. It was so weird. He like really like was physically intimidating me. Like I had to leave a date. He was really starting to make me uncomfortable, and I said that
Wait,
Ashley needed.
so that happened, and then you went back to another one?
No, the
Oh,
last
okay.
date we ever went
Okay, I
on,
see.
I felt like he was getting really jealous of the bartender. He's making me feel like no personal space. He's being really aggressive, and I like faked
So
this
I
phone
fucked
call
the
with
bartender.
Ashley, and I was like, I have to go because Ashley deleted the podcast by accident, and we have to record. Ashley's going, why is it my fault? Why are you blaming me? I would never.
Yeah,
And I was like, I gotta go. So the next day, he said like last night was fine. I can't wait to see you again or something. I was like, I gotta shut this down. I wrote this text that was like, it's nobody's fault, and
I was like,
Ashley's
it's his
like, it's his
fault.
fault.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, but
women
I-
just placate
You know,
more.
Yeah.
what's so funny is when I hear women talk about how they're not going to talk.
You could have just
like
stopped there.
women anymore.
What's so funny is when women talk.
The audacity.
Like I saw like a Instagram reel or something like that. Like, ladies, we're not using too many exclamation points anymore. And I hear you be like, it's always like, it's no one's fault.
Mm-hmm.
And,
It's very placating.
and
yes.
you're not going to do that anymore. And I'm always like,
That's exactly what we do.
That's what I do
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
I just
I
do
adopted
too many exclamation points. I do too much. Like,
do?
it's no one's fault. Oh,
I adopted a policy
Oh,
of
really?
I end
Yeah.
everything in an exclamation point now. If I'm talking to a
I
girl,
love an exclamation point.
that's exactly why I do
also
it.
feel like some of that stuff on TikTok is like an overcorrection. Like this whole like never say you're sorry. It's like I say I'm sorry all the time. Like when I hate this whole thing like don't apologize. It's like
Just be a normal fucking person.
If you're late,
if you did something and you need to apologize for it, apologize.
if
And
someone's
if you don't.
20 minutes fucking late and
Yeah.
they walk in and say thank you for waiting.
Mhm.
What?
Yeah.
Say you're fucking sorry.
Yeah,
I don't
right,
work for
right, that's
you. What do
crazy.
you mean?
I didn't. I
Like,
haven't
there's
heard
been
that
a lot
one.
of
That's
stuff on that where I feel like
nuts.
there's been an
Don't apologize,
overcorrection.
but like
yeah.
like positive reinforcement instead of shut the fuck.
Thank you
up.
for waiting. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
You're fucking late.
Right.
It is.
Yeah, that was not like the plan. Like I'm not like I hope they're 20 minutes late so I can wait. You know, fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
But it's just seeing like, it's like, oh, I'm what a woman is trying to grow from.
You're a starter boyfriend?
I'm a starter girlfriend.
Start a
Starter
woman.
girl.
Yeah. You're starting. This is the
Like-
beginning of John's transition, really.
Like, ladies, like, we're not gonna do this anymore. I'm like, God, that's just my personality. As a whole.
I like once the world of texting became just like life, the just amount of mix-ups that can come across with tone. I was like, I'm just gonna put an exclamation point at the end of everything.
Well-
If I'm just happy or standard or whatever, rather than just writing
You should start
all
sending
right,
voice notes.
yeah.
And
Hey.
voice notes,
Are you guys voice noting?
There's no mistaking the tone in a voice note. So I send them a lot when I'm going to say
I am
something a little.
pro voice note.
Okay, I was
Do you
wondering
know
if
what I
guys are
do?
voice noting at the level that
I
women
think
are
voice
right now.
noting is like texting back in like I don't know early 2000s or whatever, where people were like, "You're gonna write text messages to everyone? That's crazy."
I love
I'm a
voice
I
notes.
retro
think
voice
voice notes-
noter. I fucking phone call.
Yeah.
You're a caller.
It's
Yeah.
so easy to just do it on a phone call.
No, but
I hear you.
The voice note
I
is
love a phone
easier
call.
because like I can't give you my full attention right now.
That's literally
so
the one
while
I
you're
sent you this morning.
talking, I'm supposed to be listening, but like my kids are crawling on my head and
Yeah.
the TV's on and this is happening. But what I can do is like listen to it and then give you like a 30-second response of attention.
Yeah.
It's the in betweenness of the phone call that is hard sometimes.
I've basically gone completely from texting. Not that I won't text. Like we text in our group chat here with work stuff, all that. I do not text friends anymore. I
What?
do not like.
None.
No, we just if I have something to talk about, I call you. We talk, and then we're done.
I
Like,
don't hate this.
It is insane that we're just always because then when you're always texting, you don't have anything to talk about. Once you start talking, it's like I've told you fucking everything that's
Right.
in my goddamn life.
Yeah, you know, we have for lunch.
I
yeah.
think the problem becomes I think there are certain things that are text worthy and call worthy, and when you're calling me with something text worthy, I'm like I don't know. I didn't.
Don't waste a phone call on a
Because again,
text.
I needed to like stop what I was. If I'm doing nothing or whatever, I have a ton of free time. Then fine. But like if I was doing something and then I'm stuck, I got a call from my buddy the other day, and he's notorious for doing this. He's like an idiot. He's my best friend, but he's a fucking moron. And he called me like pretty early. It was like 8 in the 8 o'clock hour in the morning, and I was like, so something's up or wrong or whatever. And he just goes, I smell these days. I think I'm starting to smell. Like I take a shower, I get ready, and by the time I get to work, like I have BO, and I just don't. And I was like, are we done here? Goodbye. Goodbye. Like, I need to fucking. But if he texted me like, "Yo, I think I like start to. I'm having like dad smell. I'm starting to get old." I would have been like, "Ha, like that, whatever." And then
Grandpa
we'd get on
smell
my
is
day.
a real
I
thing.
completely disagree with everything you just said.
Well, I had to sit there and stop. I needed to get up and get a shower and start moving, and instead I was just sitting there. I was like, "What am I doing right now? You're just wasting my time listening to your fucking stupid story
You
about
gotta put
your
your
stuff."
AirPods in.
What you're describing,
Just walk around.
and this is I'm having a bit of a brain blowing moment right now. What friendships used to be.
No,
We're
yeah.
just fucking podcasts.
Yeah,
like that's
yeah,
a
yeah.
story I'd tell you on this.
Yes.
And you'd be like, "What?"
But-
And
but
I'd
I-
be
but I
I'd be like,
blocked
"Yeah, dude,
out-
I just fucking stink
But
now.
I blocked out 2 hours for you.
That's how friendships used to be. Yeah, like
Right.
you met at the bar, you told stories.
Yeah,
for
but
2
you guys
hours.
get paid to do this with each other.
But
You were
that's
paid
what
to
I'm
listen
saying.
to the voice
Friendships
note.
as a whole got away from that. That's how you
It
had
did.
friends. That's
Well,
what you were.
And that's totally true. Like I used to live with this guy, and we would talk like that for hours. And he is actually one of the guys. What is weird is I will be like, "Yo, did he call you?" Like, or like I'll tell a story like he called me at 8 a.m. Blah blah blah, and they'll be like, He called me at like 9, and he called me at 10.
With
it's
the
like,
same
I'm like,
story?
what do you do? You guys, do you just call us all day long? Like, because everybody in the group had a phone call with him that day. Like, do you have a job? Do you have a life?
Okay, but here, you know what?
But he's trying to keep
do you
in
think
touch,
this
and
is a real insecurity, and you just blew him off? What if he's like, I smell, and I'm like up
No,
at night.
he's an idiot. He's a if it
Totally.
like if
Okay.
if you know you have a friend like who you would like listen to and a friend you'd be like shut the fuck up.
Because
He's
if I
just
called
shut the fuck
Rayna,
up
I'm like,
guy.
Rayna, like my pussy smells. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
I would laugh
I got
so
this guy
hard.
coming in town. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But you would laugh.
At first, yeah. And that's what the
Clean
voice
that
note is
shit
for,
up.
so you can listen to me laugh about it. Ashley sent me this thing yesterday. I was driving to the gym, and she sent me this thing. I opened it up, and I drove past the gym for like 1 block because I was laughing so hard. And I just wanted to like share the chuckle with her. So I
just,
left her a
pictured you
voice note.
swerving,
Yes. I just like left her a voice note so she could hear how hard I was
Yeah,
laughing about
yeah.
it. And then we went back and forth on voice notes for like a while. Sometimes you want to like ruminate.
I
and
was like shopping. I gotta put my
pauses.
phone down. I didn't have.
Yeah.
I didn't. It's like
I
what you
think
said.
that's a
It's
good
not
in
time.
between.
I can't
Yeah.
do the whole.
You know what is
You're-
funny?
You're
Try
upset.
phone call.
But not if
You're
like,
also
so,
right.
A phone call where somebody can't respond, it's amazing. You just get to like get it all out, and then they can respond.
It's a phone call. Like when you're on the phone and you're like, hang on 1 second. I'm checking out at the register. But it's like if I'm doing a lot of that shit.
Yeah,
so if
yeah.
every second I was like, hang on, it would be like, let me
Yes.
call
I
you
do,
back.
I do understand that because there are
Yeah.
times when someone's doing something else. And I'm like, I can fucking.
We'll just talk
Also,
when you're done.
earphones just pick up the weirdest noises. Where it's
That
like, what the
bothers me
fuck?
too.
Are you in
Yeah.
a war right now?
Dude,
It's like
a lot
no,
of
I think there's
times-
a fire truck 2 avenues away. Like
The earbuds or AirPods or whatever, I feel like I'm yelling because it's like
Right.
a lot of background noise for you, but you're fine. You're just
Well, then
like,
also,
whatever.
Rayna, one thing I've noticed, you save them.
No, not on purpose. What do you mean?
That's
I
like
saved
a
It always
default
says. It always
setting.
says Rayna saved this.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is she trying to do with these?
I know that
on
freaks
purpose?
me out a little bit too. Yeah.
Oh, I don't do it on purpose. So
It
it's
always
not.
says you saved
I
them.
bet it says that for you too.
I'll tell you what I did find the other day, though. You're gonna love this.
What?
So we've been doing this bit on stage. I met this guy. I fucked him all night. I was all fucked up. I let him stick a butt plug in me. It was probably used. I don't know. And so
It was his butt
Probably. He pulled it out
he
of.
pulled it out of a drawer. It wasn't
Yeah.
in the packaging.
That is,
so
actually,
it was
we'll talk about that in a second because you guys are the experts on
butt plugs. Yeah, we are actually.
yeah.
We designed our own.
Yeah.
And I left Ashley. She asked me if I wanted to go to the Eagles game, at like 7 a.m. And I sent her a voice note back. And we do this on stage. We talk about it. Ashley said it's the first voice note I ever sent her. And I'm like all fucked up. Like, and I found the voice note.
Really?
Yeah.
So Rayna never sent me a voice note in our entire friendship till like this past fall. And I wake up, I was up early for some reason. My brother had been like, hey, you want to go to the Eagles game tomorrow? I was like, yeah, let me see if Rayna wants to go. He was like, we have an extra ticket. So I ask her and I get a voice note back in response. I'm like, something's up. Because she's never voice noted me. And it's 8 a.m. And the voice note is like, hey girl, I'm just getting home.
like she's getting back from war.
And she's like, I've been up all night doing butt stuff. And I was like, what? So first
Wait,
of all,
so you have it?
our
Can we
whole
play it?
Re-listen and I
our
go.
whole friendship, she never sent me a voice memo and never done butt stuff. And I was like, what is happening?
Who is this? This is not.
Yes,
This is
she's
not
been
Rayna.
kidnapped. I was just like, what is actually happening?
Dude, the thing you said earlier there where you said that,
The used butt
the
plug?
used butt plug. I had a situation like that once where I was hooking up with a girl and I was like, you want to use a butt plug? And like this was like my first time I ever having sex with this girl. Like I kind of knew her, but like we never had sex before. And I was like, you want to use a butt plug? And she was like, yeah. Is it used? And I was like, no. And it really wasn't.
You
Which
just
I
had, you
think
just
is
had a
weirder.
fresh one laying around.
Like,
Yeah, why do you?
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
because
so
you
and
that
she was
was
like,
my
okay,
question,
cool.
like-
And I was like, I understand this is weird, but like, it's actually
It's a
new.
freshie. I got 10 of them.
When
Yeah,
you're on Amazon, you just throw it in the cart.
I had recently
Wishful
like broken
thinking.
up with a girl and we'd had it, but we
Okay.
never used it. And
Got
I was like, I'm not saving this for anything anymore. And I just had it, but like I'd be like, actually, I think I'd rather have it have been in someone else's ass if you just have butt plugs laying
Just
around
fresh
the
ones.
house.
That is a little
here-
sus.
here's the thing. You know what's used? My dick. Like
Yeah,
that's
you've
been in
washed-
the holes too.
You've washed that.
Yes, I get
since.
that. So I'm saying
Yeah.
like if you pull like a literally unwashed, like dusty from the bedside table, I get that's gross.
Yes.
But if it's just a toy from your past
Been washed.
relationship,
Yeah, I'm down.
like you're cool with it.
I think this is like a hot button topic, and people have like different opinions about it. But I'm with Ashley. I feel like if somebody washed it,
well, I
Well,
wouldn't.
it like
But
no,
I would use
listen,
the same
if
toy with a
if it's
guy.
totally clean.
yeah.
There is no reason
I don't
other
care.
than just like your own.
I
Like if you have a
agree.
problem with it
Right.
mentally, I get it. But like there is no problem. But I could see.
I use
people
forks.
just
Okay, I
being
use
like-
forks in my mouth at restaurants that
No, but that's what-
hundreds of other people
That's
have
true.
used,
That's
and
a
you
good
wash
point.
it.
And
Wow.
and you
Great
just, by the way,
example.
you
Thank
just
you.
trust that they wash it.
I
You
just
don't
trust that
really
they
know.
wash
Totally.
it. Right?
I think it's more like, it's like, oh, you used to do this with the other
Right.
girl, like this.
Well,
used to
we're
make-
grown-ups. That's how life
Yeah,
is.
like-
I've had
We're
a
not
girl
all
ask
virgins,
me, like,
you know.
Right.
I've used like this toy with other guys. Do you care? And I was like,
You don't need to say
now
that.
I think.
Right, now I do.
didn't.
Now that you phrase it like that, say it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, imagine
Yeah,
that
he
every
was
time someone took your
plunging
pants,
me with this thing. Oh, great.
every time you took your pants off, you're like, just so you know, I've used this pussy with other guys.
Just so you know, I fucked someone else last night.
Like, all right, what the fuck, dude?
This one. He fucked
so
this thing
funny.
right here.
I'm gonna do
But
that
I
just to
guess
see how
it's
it goes.
also like you said. I think it's different if you pull out your toy that other guys have used on you, that's
yeah.
your toy.
Right.
Whereas it's like if I feel like where it gets weird is if you date somebody, if a guy dates a girl and they have a toy that they use together and
All right.
then she's gone and that toy stays, it's her toy
Yeah.
that you use on her.
I don't know.
As
How's
opposed
that?
to your
We don't
toy
need
that
to
he
discuss
uses
it.
on you.
Maybe it's BYO toy.
Yeah. You just
You
crack
know, like
open
if
a
I'm
fresh
going to
one.
his house, I'm like, I'll bring the toy.
Yeah.
Well, I don't need to get into your collection.
You'll bring it. Ashley and I have a sex toy company. People can buy as many as they want from our
There you go.
From our
Vibes
line.
What you should do is buy multiple because you're gonna need, one for this girl, one for this girl, one for that guy, one for that guy. So
That
everybody
is
gets
so
3
funny.
or
A guy
4.
just has a bunch of sex toys. You're like, this.
He's
sounds
like, that's
But
Monica's.
honestly, I mean,
Well, like
I
you.
have a fucking literal pillowcase filled with shit like goddamn Santa Claus. Like throw it over your shoulder.
Really?
Just from like over the years of just like
just
accumulating
collect 'em.
People
shit.
sending it here.
And you
Yeah.
throw
So
it under
funny.
the bed and you just leave it. I barely use any of them, if any of it. And then, but it's like if you were to see it, you'd be like, okay.
If you go to
If
Room
it's
Raiders,
coming out of a pillowcase from under
you
the
do
bed.
Room Raiders on me, bro, you'd send me to jail.
Bring
I
out
mean,
the
I have
black
like
light.
novelty fucking thing, like stupid shit. You know
Because
what
you
I
guys
mean?
get
It's like-
stuff for work.
No,
right?
Yeah, totally.
That's what I thought he was
that
gonna say about
double-sided
the
dildo is
butt
for-
Wait, what
from
are you
a
guys into
sponsor.
sex toy wise? What have you gotten into?
I don't have a ton of sex toys.
Okay,
I
the fresh butt plug.
I had that was like 10 years ago. I don't think in my house right
you were
now.
ahead of your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, butt stuff didn't get popular until like 5
No.
years ago when it started to like really have a moment.
I love that for you.
I know
Yeah.
it was the apartment you went to in Boston. Is that it happened in the one where I lived with Sean?
Is there anything
So-
that you're like curious to get into?
I guess I don't know. I don't think I know the world.
Well, the
enough.
male sex
Like-
toy world needs to be. We need to start a vibes only.
You guys, our
branch
cock ring that we're
because-
designing right now
Oh.
is so incredible, and it cups the balls and
Hell
it vibrates
yeah.
a little bit.
Like
It
all
is the
this shit
coolest
is
thing
so,
I've ever seen.
Is so taboo still for guys, where you guys
Yeah.
can have a whole artillery blast your
Well, I
pussy.
just don't know
And if a
what
guy,
guys-
if a guy has like a fleshlight or a rubber pussy or pocket pussy, whatever,
Pussy.
like you think he's weird.
I don't though.
You guys probably don't. You're pretty forward.
I do.
Like,
okay?
yeah, like there's
Like,
still a
I've
big
used
stigma
one,
of
but
that.
I'm just like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Also,
Like-
they're bigger. Like I think for me, like my first sex toy
You
was
got,
just
like,
like
a
a
cute little-
vibrating
It
bullet.
looks like a little flower.
Yeah, it's beautiful,
And it's like,
it's
here's my
little.
60-pound rubber ass that
I'm not coming inside.
You
I'm
know?
not filling it with a load of cum, and then
Right.
that
Right,
No,
like,
the
there's
clean,
like
honestly,
washes
the
out.
cleanup is the
Okay.
worst part because it's like, well, now I have a rubber.
a tube. full
I have
of
the
cum.
worst
full of
fucking water
cum,
balloon ever
right.
invented right now.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yo, some of these dolls though are.
we decide a doll?
There's this. I won't mention any.
That has AI like our
competitors,
voices.
but there's a company that is like all over Pornhub. Just like I think they just send these like porn stars now who are just like OnlyFans girls and Pornhub models that are like full fucking humans, like huge sized dolls.
Oh, like regular
men and
sized dolls,
women.
yeah.
It's just like.
There,
I mean, that's
thing
what
about
do you
the-
do with
Well, that's
it's gotta
different
be
than a
like
vibrating
100
bullet.
pounds, right?
Yeah.
So like a big
Right.
rubber
Yeah.
fucking thing, as
It's hard
opposed
to
to what
hide
you
when
said.
someone
It's
comes
like
over.
Can you
this
imagine you
little.
lived in New York, you're trying to hide a fuck doll? like,
That's
where would
so
it
funny.
be?
Do they think they have like a collapsible one? You just it's
I
like, for,
mean,
for
like, what
tiny
do you?
people.
Inflatable.
Those people
Inflatable.
have to have like this is my sex room, and if you come in, you're gonna see some things, because otherwise,
Yeah.
what do you fucking do?
The
Somebody
thing with
could've-
the male orgasm is it's too easy to achieve to do any like it's almost like
By the time you get it all ready and set up and do all this
Right,
shit,
do
I
you
could
really need a lot of help
it's
with
that's the thing.
toys?
It's too basic to
Yeah.
it's too basic. Like I have a hard time designing shirts for like when we make merch for like players that already have it. Like pasta, I can't make a shirt for because his nickname's too good and it's too easy. And everything's like so basic that anything I try too much, it's like oh, this is way over the top.
I get the analogy.
That's what like a guy's dick is. Where it's just like there's nothing.
By the time you like plug something in or put your dick into something and turn it on, it's like I could have just.
Well, so I've been masturbating manually a lot. I've been like going acoustic and just manual a lot because I just don't want to get too used to the sensation of
you
the
have
vibrator.
self-control.
So I've been just. I didn't do this for a lot of years, and I've recently got back into it. And I hate to say this because we have a sex toy company. I still like everyone should have sex toys, and we love them, and I use them. But I have been just going back to my hands, and I really feel empowered. And if it's so much, it's like this is so nice. This is what guys get to do. That right there,
though, is just the difference between men and women.
Oh, because you don't jerk off and feel empowered.
We can all be into sex. It's like girls can like sports, and girls can be funny, and girls can like sex the same way guys can. Never would a guy be like, I feel so empowered.
It's the same kind of thing.
But you guys,
the same kind of thing. It's like
different.
when you find out
because it's harder to achieve orgasm.
Yeah, I get it.
When you solve a difficult math problem, you're like, I'm a genius.
The Wordle.
When someone asks you 1 + 1, you go 2. You're like, I'm insulted. You even asked me. Like that. That's how I feel when I come.
Yeah, I don't need this fucking thing.
I'm like,
I can just do it.
No, guys,
I can't believe you even asked if that was possible. How dumb do you think I am? I'm a disgusting animal. I can fucking do this.
That's different.
That's why I'm intimidated to jerk a guy off because I know you're so good at like the one thing that you do. But a guy's like, maybe this will feel good. And I'm like, I don't know. Give it a shot. Let's try. Maybe.
Well, we recently got actually it was out and about. Got sent. There's like a gay podcast here.
We just did it. We brought on butt plugs.
And we did Mean Girls. This is our third stop.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you guys are the great finale.
You guys came in hot, by the way, for having your third show of the day. I was like, oh, they're gonna be like done.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. I get sleepy.
We do this for a living, guys. You know.
But they got sent a bunch of male sex toys that were like it's like a fucking sheath. Like you put your dick in like a sheath.
I missed out this day. I was
and then it like vibrates and like
it's like a shake weight for your dick.
It's supposed to make so you don't even have to use your hands.
Oh,
and so I took one home. I actually took it and I had a meeting with my accountant that day. So I had a bag of dildos and it was like a canvas tote bag. And the whole meeting I was just looking at it. I was like, don't tip. But then I got home and I fucking put my laptop on my chest and I fucking just like.
You just sat there with your like.
You had laptop on the chest.
And I was just like, what the fuck?
Laptop on the chest.
So wait, you're laying back and it slides on?
Yeah.
Or do you like suction it to a wall?
No, it slides on.
and it sucks?
That shit does not work.
It just shakes.
And how was it?
It was
I like
awful.
that you're laying down to tell the story.
Those don't work.
I ended up like moving the laptop and I was looking at it and I was just like, what are we doing, John?
But honestly, that's the shame. There's a stigma where you're just like, what are we doing?
I don't think I need hands free. Like there was this other sex toy company. They have one that's really popular and like. I don't think I need to lay there hands free and have something vibrate.
Yeah, I want to be an active participant.
Yeah. I like to grind against. I would say I'm a very lazy masturbator, but I want to hold the thing against my clit and I will grind against it a little bit.
I mean, it's
that's what I did. I took the thing and I stuck it in the side of the couch and it started.
Yeah. Move the laptop.
Yeah, because honestly, the if you have a doll or a pussy, you're not like masturbating. You're fucking it. You have to like. If you're thrusting.
Okay, can I ask you guys a question?
That's kind of.
This is important.
Yeah.
Did I cut you off? Sorry.
Good.
Are you guys? What are you using for like lubrication?
Nothing.
Dry.
Just dry.
Too much of a mess. Again, it's too. It's
when you finish and you have a handful of lotion.
But don't you feel like if you had a little bit of lube, it would feel good?
It is, but then it's just so much of a mess to clean up. Where it's just like it's. Actually, adding steps to fucking Kraft macaroni and cheese. Just put the fucking powder in. Yeah, we don't need to add.
We're Easy Mac
accoutrements and stuff
like
that.
We're Easy Mac, and you guys are like 7 cheese baked. You know?
But like if a woman was going to give you a hand job, like wouldn't you like a little lube?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm trying to step my game up.
Well,
sometimes we like to put lube on our toys and then like use it on our clits. Like that's fun.
My thing with lotion is like lotion. Not all lotions are created equal, and they can dry up like pretty quick. Like I want something like slick. So I'm just like I'm trying to get better at hand jobs this year in Q3.
I think a good. I've always defended the honor of the HJ. I think that's a bad rap. I think you got 2 hands, 10 fingers, and some lotion.
It's still more fun than somebody
have it in your repertoire.
Yeah, I mean it's fun to have somebody do anything to you. Like even if somebody's like fingering me,
it's a good compromise. You know what I mean? Like if you can't have sex or you don't want to blow somebody, but I got I'm hard in the morning. Let's just fucking.
Oh, can you come from somebody else giving you a hand job? Serious question. You can?
Fuck yeah.
Like, I think people are in their head, like, he can do it better than me. And it's like, but it's fun that you're doing it. It's exciting that you want to put your hand
You think
there.
I fucking know what I'm doing when I'm fingering you? I am mashing the buttons, dude. I got no clue.
John, there's one button. Just go in a circle. That's all you have to
I don't
do.
want a circle.
No.
What do you want? 2 fingers.
Side to side.
Side to side.
Which
Dude,
fingers do you use?
I had
These?
I use these 2, but I use my middle finger really.
I don't do side to side.
Oh, I go circles, and I've been like grinding my hips a little bit. Like
You put on Despacito and you're like
a
little Bad
it
Bunny.
makes me feel like I'm fucking, and it like gets the juices flowing. I did it this morning. I was like,
Okay.
what?
See, that's also the difference. I think guys will. Sometimes you just got to get the poison out and get your day going, and then sometimes I got to the hotel. I'm all alone. I'm gonna have sex with myself. You know?
You gotta fuck yourself at a hotel.
Like I need to like get to work and I need to clear my head. It's just like blah, 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 blah. I got I'm home alone for the night. Let's
light a
light some
candle.
candles, get some lube.
Yeah,
Did you
I
say you
pre-cum
jerk
with
off at
myself
work?
on nights like that more than I come with girls. now.
Before work. Okay.
What'd you say?
I said I pre-cum myself with nights like that more than I pre-cum with girls.
Pre-cum
now. Like,
Yo,
not pre-cum, but
You
like
guys,
come
this is
before I wanted
self-love.
to.
I love
I'm
it.
like, I wish I had like 2 more hours.
Dude,
of it.
I premature ejac the other day with myself, and I was like, I can't I actually really wanted to continue, and I was like, I'm done. I just disappointed myself.
What were you doing that it was so exciting?
This is self-worship. I love it.
I don't know. I don't remember the circumstances, but I remember. I guess it was kind of just like too early in the porn that I was watching, and
Like,
where
damn,
I thought
I
I had
want to get into
a
that
whole
movie.
Totally.
Well, I like when I'm like get myself really wet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like so empowering. No, it feels like you're being really able to turn
It feels
yourself
like when you vote,
on.
right? The same thing.
Yeah. Wait, do women vote now? We're not
Worst
even
thing
we're
we
not
ever
even
did.
supposed to talk.
Before we get too far away from fingering, I wanted to tell a tale.
Great.
Where we recently had a video where went viral. Glenny Balls was with Angela White, porn star you may have heard of, and she was like, you know how you do a great fingering is you use the palm of your hand, and she took Glenny's hand and
It's a weird move.
and she like
On the
used-
clit? Like
yeah. And
It's almost like when you're driving the car with your palm.
oh, when a guy does a one-handed turn.
You're like,
You know, it's
I do with my elbows sometimes.
and so,
Masturbate.
It's all about the toes for me. Okay.
And so I was like, one night I was with a girl and I was like, I'm gonna blow her
do
mind
it.
right now. Like,
Okay.
no one's
do
seen
the
this
palm.
before. So like, I had her legs back and I was like, all right, here we go. And dude, and then it ends up being like what? Fold your arm like this. And it's just like, that's what it feels like. It's just so much skin on skin.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, I've seen her. Yeah, she did
It was very funny.
stiff socks too.
But for the fellows just watching out there, what are we rubbing? Like, what's the process we should be doing? A little tip for the boys.
Okay, so I think that there's not enough people who use their palm.
So where should the palm be?
So the palm,
Bottom
so
of the
this-
palm on the bottom of the.
No, sort
the
of
top?
like it's hard to do on
I
yourself.
wish you brought your Angela White.
Yeah, I'm like kind of like okay.
Palm top.
Yeah, you're just like.
do it with your own palm. Do it with your own palm.
Okay, just come bring me your palm. Okay.
This palm.
Yeah.
What are you trying?
Okay. It's. Can I?
And that was 2 consenting adults.
Yeah.
Right. It's really
I see. I'm kind of turned on by it though, but you have to be at the right angle. If I was sitting up, I would like it.
it's got to be wet.
I'll tell you, it was.
It's got to be really
You think?
lubricated.
No, I think
spit on
it
my
needs
hand.
attraction.
It was terrible.
No.
It was terrible.
Spit
I
on your
almost
hand.
think it's good
This,
for
like,
this through the
feels-
pants.
Oh, I
I almost
feel
think it's
it
like
would
a
feel
very
good.
good early.
Oh, I love
on.
some over the
Yeah.
pants stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over the
Grinding.
pants stuff.
Like I like to like dry hump for
yeah.
a minute.
Oh, a little OTP.
Not for a long time,
Okay,
but
I
like
thought you meant like you like over the pants hand.
oh no.
Okay.
Rayna likes that though. She does those in public.
I did one the other day. Yeah, it was a lot.
So we're at this bar after a show in San Francisco, and we had like been hanging out.
We told this story on the last time
Oh,
we
we
came on
did?
it. But I don't know if I said I did an OTPHJ.
So we're hanging out with these guys.
To a guy.
Yes,
You
you and
do
I
it with the pants.
FaceTimed him or sent him like a voice note. He's a finish your story.
No, it's your story.
But yeah, I was talking to this guy, he'd come to our show, and I was like, I didn't know what he was working with, and I was gonna maybe go home with him. And so we were at the club, and I just decided to like see, and he had like small hands, so I wasn't sure. And I just started like doing it, but like I'm like really going like full stroke on this guy, and I'm looking at Ashley from across the room just smiling.
She looks so happy. And I was like, why I was like, why is her leg
Like a
up
club,
and she's
like a
just
dark
grinning
club.
ear to ear? Like she was just like like I was like, what is she doing down there? And it like came out later and I was like, I've never seen you look so overcome with joy.
I was so happy. That got a great dick. He had a really nice dick.
Yeah, good face, good
Now,
dick, yeah.
wait, where was this? What city was this in?
It was in California, in a city.
Okay.
You already said San Francisco.
We already said
San Francisco.
That's out of it. Because
Wow.
you're not enjoying the LA men, right?
I'm not really dating a ton. It's different. People have different interests and hobbies there. I think just in general, I like
well, the quote that was texted to me was that LA men are pussies. So I guess we're just ignoring that.
She
said, I'm excited to come on the show. We can talk about how guys from LA are pussies.
Great. So a lot of them are just very into like wellness and meditation, and I'm not.
Yeah.
And it's taken me a lifetime to just work out every once in a while. So
Totally.
that
lifestyle is like.
I think if other people find peace in those things, amazing. That's great. It's just not my lifestyle. So it's just different interests and hobbies. I think I'm like an East Coast person. I like
I'm interested in like fucking like a slut, and you're not.
Yeah, I don't want to be
Everyone in the
respected
club.
too much. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really dated like a ton, but I do meet a lot of guys. I'm like, I wish you were a little more like
East
rugged.
Coast.
Yes.
Rugged.
Yes, a little more rugged or
Yeah, I
East
totally
Coasty.
agree with that. In my mesh sweater vest.
John, I'm weirdly attracted
Back
to you.
when
You're
men were men.
You're wearing slip-on like Birkenstocks
and I use
sweater
exclamation
vest.
points.
I know, you look
So I sound like a bunch of pussies over there.
Like Ashley and I were at this art show the other day, and one of the vendors had a knife in his back pocket. I was like, Ashley, this is so hot. How masculine is a knife?
I think he was like a woodworker.
He was hot.
Dude, the other day I bought something and I had to go buy a screwdriver too. I didn't have a screwdriver in my
Oh,
apartment.
that was great.
That's
So,
insane.
The guy was like, just you can install it with a screwdriver, and he was like, "Do you sell those here?" He was like, "No, just like
How
any
do you not?
screwdriver."
No one's
And
ever
he was like,
left a screwdriver?
Yeah, I need one. He's like, "No, just like a regular
Just a
screwdriver that
single
you have in your
one?
house."
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't have any of that.
I was like, I got an Allen wrench. It came with my rollerblades.
An Allen wrench. That's what my dad said was the best.
To rotate my wheels every 6 months.
If you could only have one tool.
Yeah, I have an Allen wrench.
John, are you still throwing up a lot?
Dude, it's so funny you asked that.
You threw up yesterday.
I just threw up like 3 times yesterday.
Listen, you know how I used to be like KFC, but now I'm more into you. And,
Bullshit.
but
Such
the
bullshit.
throwing up really gets me a little bit.
It's like I'm not just like throwing up for fun. Like it's people are intentionally trying to make me throw up, and it's very easy to succeed.
Why did you throw up yesterday?
They
Oh,
made me eat a
no.
bunch of gross shit.
Yeah.
I throw up when gross things happen.
Yeah, food from the floor.
You just
like I
subject
ate.
yourself to gross shit all the time.
Yeah.
So.
They were.
It's like I would throw up if that happened to me too. I don't do those things.
Do you remember we were doing that show here? It was standing up at the desks, or maybe we were like high in the hallway, and he like walked across the room and was vomiting in the trash can.
Oh yeah, that show was
Oh,
that
lowering the bar.
That
Oh, no,
Pints.
Friday Night
It was the
Pints.
happy
Friday night,
yeah.
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 Yeah, that was a lot of vomit.
I actually we had Steve-O in, this is a while back, and he's like medically prescribed, can't throw up anymore. And then he made me throw up, and he's like, I'm so happy I got to see that. I was like, I'm
It was
so
a
happy
cool
you
moment.
did too, dude.
That was a
Like-
bucket list moment. Like I was looking into Steve-O's eyes and laughing while you puked, and it was like, yes.
Yeah.
It's like playing ball with, playing golf with Tiger. It's like you puked with Steve-O. It's like that level.
That's amazing.
So wait, you're still East Coast?
No, I'm there.
You're in LA too?
Yeah.
So you both moved. Do you
Mhm.
live near each, like?
We don't really live near each other. We both wanted to live, like I wanted to live in West Hollywood and Rayna wanted to live on the west side in Venice.
how
So
far
we're
away
like
is
a
that?
long distance relationship. It takes like 30, 40 minutes.
So you guys don't like see each other?
we see
do
each other every
a lot,
day.
literally
I
every
mean, we record at her. We built a studio out in her home, she's the garage area. It's really nice. So I'm there all the time, and I like going over there. But yeah,
You like having a distance too.
No,
I mean-
I don't want it anymore. We're together like every day. We have a lot of all of our friends are mutual friends, and
Yeah.
like I would rarely
In
do
LA?
anything that I didn't include her in, and
You
at
just
least
knew
say
like people from the industry.
Yeah, we
and
had a
stuff,
lot
so,
of-
like when you went out there, you already had a crew.
I mean, yeah, people I feel like struggle to make friends there, and we really had a lot of friends going in. Like my best friend, aside from Rayna, already lived there. Another friend moved from New York. This happened to me too when I lived in Atlanta. People just started to kind of migrate to New York, and I was like, great, I moved to New York. I had friends already, so it's kind of the same way in LA.
Yeah.
And then it is very funny. Most of our friends are from New York. In LA.
Yeah.
Like we'll be with 5 girls and like everyone has lived here at some point or moved from here. Like a lot of people, we gravitate towards each other. I feel like
that's
same
what
vibe.
LA is. It's people from New York complaining about how it's not New York.
I mean,
Everyone in New York's fucking better than this. I don't know why we're all here.
Yeah.
It's people from New York who don't like the weather, and so they move to LA and like the weather, but complain about everything else that's not New York.
We don't
the
complain about
weather
anything. We're pretty
sucked.
happy. The only thing we complain about is the weather.
See,
And the men.
a lot of it's more
And
like
the men.
lifestyle.
Oh,
Like you
and
have
the
a
men.
bigger home, like hike on the weekends. It smells nice. Like when I used to live here in the East Village, like I would walk out of my apartment building and get hit with like a nose full of like feces and trash.
Yeah.
And I'm walking around my neighborhood in West Hollywood, like breathing in deep honeysuckle. Like it really is.
I mean, you're
nice.
already getting soft because you know what I saw yesterday, and it was awesome. I saw a woman freebasing while she crossed the street.
Wow.
Me and Rowan were in the Uber,
I'm getting
like
soft.
on our way to Forest Hills, and he's one who spotted it. He's like, dude, this chick's just freebasing right here. Like she wasn't like in a puddle. She wasn't sitting. She was just crossing the street. With
Yeah,
everyone
she was
else.
going to
Like,
work.
Had like
Just had
that
her
tinfoil.
tinfoil.
Just trying to get through the day.
Dunkin'
Wow.
Donut straw. Just, as she crossed the street, it was
We
beautiful.
saw that guy. He was laying on his side, pants around his knees, scratching his ass, or maybe even worse, like getting in there, and just a river of piss from his.
I mean, that happens in LA
body
too. Let's
to
be
his-
honest.
Yeah, I live
Yeah,
in Venice.
yeah, that's
That
the thing.
happens
That's
in Venice.
everywhere.
You guys
Yeah.
just have like they're just like cornered off in their own area. Like you just drive on the highway and it looks like what the highway in LA looks like? It looks like apocalyptic. Like-
the tents everywhere.
Like
Yeah,
you know like
yeah.
in an apocalyptic movie
When they leave the cars and they just
and
like
it's
live
all
on the
car-
street.
and it's just like the highway's just a mess. It's
Yeah.
like it's a bunch of cars and then a bunch of people who are just like, I live here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Nowhere's good.
No, it really isn't.
like as cities wise, like
Yeah.
cities just all kind of took a hit after COVID. I feel
But
like.
if you're in LA, I feel you're like, and this is just me personally. When I hear girls or women complain about New York, I'm like, I get it. You probably feel unsafe, and that's not good.
In New York?
Yeah.
Oh, I never felt unsafe.
Well, I'm saying if they complain, like that's.
That's the
like,
main
yeah.
complaint. I love
I
my
don't-
favorite thing about New York is that I could walk home at like 3 a.m. and just
There's
like
people
be on the
around.
streets. I like that. I landed last night. I got to the hotel at 11. I took a walk. I got dinner by myself. Like
Yeah.
I feel like LA.
Love that.
My
LA,
car,
I
my
would
car window
never.
got smashed in 2 weeks after I bought
Really?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like before 9 p.m. Like just
Yeah.
8 o'clock at night. Parked it in Venice in the street. We went to dinner. I come out. It's like the window is smashed in. Bought it. Had it 2 weeks. Like so. The thing with, and I felt like this in Atlanta too, New York, there's just people everywhere. I know
Yeah.
people are crazy
Yeah.
sometimes. They're like running towards you. You gotta make a run for it. But at least it's people.
See, we were
LA's
talking
like
to a
dark
guy the other
corners
night.
and scary alleys,
Yeah.
and you're just like, I don't know. So
Yeah, parking lots and all that shit where you gotta like you're alone, get in your car. Or
I'm
whatever.
if I can get a guy friend to like walk me in my car even after like a comedy show, I do.
Yeah.
It's
Really?
really dark and like Venice doesn't have street lights. Like I live 2 blocks behind Abbot Kinney. I would never walk home by myself. Like
Yeah.
I was out with a guy on Abbot Kinney the other night and he was like, let's stay out. And I was like, I don't really want to stay out. I'm like tired. And
I
he's
gotta take
like,
my butt plug out. It's been
Yeah,
hours.
it's been vibrating this whole
I
time.
like the butt plug. And I was like, I really want to go home. And he was like, I want to stay out. And I was like, you got to walk me home first. And then you can go back to the bar.
Yeah.
And he did.
But I think it's been good. Like I've dated a bunch. Like I mean now I'm talking to someone that lives in the East Coast, but I just still like I've been on a lot of dates and haven't felt like it's been bad. You know.
Why
I think
did you
it's been
leave?
Good. Leave
New York.
New York.
You're just done with it.
I think
You fucked all the guys.
yeah.
There was none left.
I can't even go to the Lower East Side anymore, honestly. It's like a minefield
There's a whole-
everywhere.
big red X over this whole part of the island.
Yeah, I'm
Can't
just
go
tired of
there.
taking Plan Bs for breakfast. No, I mean, I wanted a little bit different lifestyle. Like just
You were over it. You wanted, like you said, the
yeah, we're
honeysuckle.
like a nice. We
Oh,
had
the
a bunch of
honeysuckle.
friends out there. We're just like trying it out. I think we'll end it back here on the East Coast.
I feel like I mean, I always say how much I hate New York, but that I'll never leave it. But I feel like maybe we would have tried if I didn't have kids. Maybe
you don't
we
live in
would've
New
tried
York.
something.
You get to leave here and go home to like a
I know.
home.
Well, yes, but like the lifestyle and the speed at which you live and the work mentality and all that shit is still kind of the same.
It
know
keeps
what I
you
mean?
sharp. I do feel like
Yeah.
when I moved to LA, I was like, am I
It's
gonna get
like-
like less funny and stupid, or like you're just slowing down.
Yeah, I mean,
Like you have to be on your toes all the time here. I like that.
that's why I think
yeah.
everyone's funny here. I mean, I do think it's like
Yeah.
you know,
I I think we have a good group of friends. And also, the move was not going to necessarily be permanent. Ashley's wanted to try out the West Coast for a lot longer than me, and I've just been like really hesitant to do it. I've lived here 15 years, and so I'm just like a diehard New Yorker, never going to leave. There's no other city in the world. And we were going to go for a couple months. We got Airbnbs and just try it out and see. And within 3 weeks, I started to feel like this is it for me, and I want to stay.
Better.
And I'm so glad that like we both felt the same way at the same time.
Yeah.
And we signed
It's also
leases.
like money too, right? You guys are able to like get a place that you want and
Have more
live the way
space.
you want to live.
Yeah, I've never had space. I've lived in a
Yeah.
1-bedroom apartment my entire life. I just never
Right.
had like any space, or if I wanted to go sit outside, like I love when we land after like a long run of shows and I could just like sit outside my house. I'm not on the roof of my building where there's 175 apartments and every 5 seconds someone's out there, hey kiddo, how's it going? I don't have to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to have the space.
I feel
I
like
had
we
that the
would've-
other day. I don't think I told you about that. I was on like my porch. I have like a little back porch, and then like there's another. The building next to me has a roof that's just like it's like a bodega, and then the other side of that building is a bar that has a back porch as well. And I was just on my back porch Saturday afternoon, and I was just sitting there reading, and like shirtless in like shorts,
Ooh.
sitting there reading, and I looked up. I had headphones on too, and I looked up, and there were just two dudes who had jumped the bar. They were at the other bar, jumped the wall, walked across the roof, and were just standing next to mine. And I was like, "What's up?" And they were
Only,
like,
but like, and now imagine that in another city. You'd be like, call the police, call the police. What's going on?"
Right.
But in New York, it's like, what are you doing here, bro?
I was
Yeah.
like, "What's up?" And they're like, "We weren't sure if it was you."
Oh, they
And I was like,
recognized you. God, that was my next
Oh,
question.
word.
Even
And I-
worse, really.
I just
Oh
went
my
inside.
God.
Yeah,
Like, I was
goodbye.
like- I was like,
That's fucking insane.
I didn't say
That's
anything.
fucking
I was
insane.
like, all right, I'm gonna go inside now. And then I was just like, had to just sit in my room knowing that they were probably still 10 feet away, which was exceptionally bizarre.
I love how you are, because I would feel the need to be like, oh my God, thank you for jumping on this roof. I'm so happy. Thank you. I love you.
flattered.
At
It was-
some point, you
It
gotta
was
stop.
just, it was like not literally scary, but it was like a jump scare. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
what the fuck? All right, I'm not dealing with this right now.
That's crazy. That's basically like running up on somebody's property almost
Right.
and be like, I'm here.
Do other parents at school like talk to you about what you do? Like, are they fans?
Sometimes, every now and then, like the kindergarten teacher, who now like had both of my kids, and he like graduated, so now like we're done with her, you know. Throw her out.
Now
man.
she's a fan.
Well, she brought it up, but like she brought
so
up like that her she was like my sons are Mets fans, so they know you, and I'm like yeah the Mets stuff. Let's like
Yeah.
talk about the Mets stuff.
Yeah.
One teacher said to me once was like, I watch your videos every day, and it was the day after I did a video about Odell Beckham shitting on a girl's chest. The
Nice.
rumor that was happening.
Kevin, you're my
Yeah,
number
I was
one
like,
news
oh
source.
my God.
Ashley and I send it back and forth. She'll tell me
I
something, and I'll be
know.
like, I saw it on KFC.
I know, it really is. It's
I-
like the number one gossip blog.
It's like I get that is probably the number one thing that people say, and I'm like, it's probably not good.
You're good. Your deep dives are good. Like, I feel like I get a lot out of it. If I need like a 60
I cram as
second
much
thing.
as I fucking can into a minute 30, so thank you. But I'm like, maybe somebody else should be the news source. 'Cause I don't really-
Look at Jake Tapper. He went.
Jake, we love Jake. Remember, like during that, like the election, where it was just like we were just talking about all the anchors on CNN, like they were zaddies. We
time.
were like
Yeah.
ranking them, like who would you rather?
Yeah.
John King, Jake Tapper, Anderson Cooper. Like
It's a
it was
weird
like
time.
such a moment where I was just like watching CNN so much. It was just like a wild time.
It was just during COVID too. I mean, we've just been pent up for so long.
Yeah.
Everything looks sexy.
Well, it was also
to me.
just like a Donald Trump presidency. It was just constant entertainment, for lack of a better word. You know,
you
but
were watching that all the time.
we were just
I feel like
the
during
anchors.
pandemic, I always look back on pandemic, and if I didn't have kids, I feel like I would have tried to move the whole operation somewhere for a little bit. I think that would have been fun.
Yeah,
like the
it
two
would
of
have
you
been
together.
Yeah, even like if we, everybody was at that point, I think was like single, and
yeah.
except for me, like with the kids, so I could have I don't know, go to the fucking Bahamas instead
Well,
of
I
shopping
feel like
a hut
Andrew
and
Schultz
just chill.
did a good job of
Yeah.
like moving everybody to Florida, like during that time. to
I had
just,
friends
like,
who did
kinda-
that who just went to the Bahamas for like
or Bahamas, yeah.
and they were regular jobs. I'm not talking about like podcasters and anything like that. I had friends who just went and they went to
Ugh,
Harper
that would have
Island,
been
the
great.
Bahamas.
That would have been great.
I
Would've
miss
been
COVID
great.
so much.
I was in
sometimes.
Delaware, just so exotic, on a farm.
I feel like I am. I have more space now than I've ever had. Outdoor space, a yard. I got a pool that we just like got running, and
Ooh.
I don't use any of it. I don't do anything.
Really?
I swear to God, I can now. I would absolutely be one of those people. If I ever did a long bid in jail, I would kill myself when I got out. I think I'm one of those people who like if you
You'd
know
like to be around people at all times.
No, I mean like I like adapted to that way of life for a long time, and now that it's like here, you don't have to do that anymore. I still do it. I kind of live in like one little section of the house.
Really?
I use like I just like watch TV and just do like everything that I always did when I had like a shitty apartment. I just did that for so long.
That is like life, right? Where you're like, well, I just do these things. I don't need all those things.
No, but it's like you would think like I don't know, I could go outside and like swim, lay by the pool, like what the shit you do when you're like on vacation. I could like do whenever I want now. I just don't do any of it.
There, it's accessible.
Totally.
Like people get
not like
people like I haven't even been to the beach yet in LA. I mean, the weather's been shit, and I don't live near the beach, but it's kind of like just knowing it's there is enough or something.
Yeah,
like,
kind
you're
of.
just knowing that I have the pool is enough. I don't need to actually lay by
it's
it.
Like,
You know that I bought a lounge chair for my roof and I put it out there and I have never been back.
Yeah.
I could lay out on my roof. I just
that
don't.
weird,
I just
though?
don't.
I don't understand how people have giant homes. You never go in parts of your home. I think it's insane. Like I moved into
For
this
what?
house
Like, what do you-
in LA that's
what-
like much larger than an apartment in New York, but still small by like LA standards. And the owner of the house was like, I mean, I'm renting. She was like, I knew a New Yorker or like a Londoner would live here, like just because it's small. And I was like, but it's just all I need.
Yeah.
What do I need?
yeah, okay, I'm with you. I thought you were saying the opposite.
Yeah, like live alone.
Yeah,
you know, I have
yeah,
everything
yeah.
I need.
Right.
Like I just don't. It's so weird when people have literal homes that are like wings are never. What's in
like,
there?
Like these, like the Jay-Z and Beyonce.
That's what
house
I'm talking
is
about.
Fucking insanity.
But
It's
what's,
insanity.
What's the actual point?
I think it's probably going to be like tax evasion and money laundering.
But it is really
I
crazy.
Put $200 million into it. but,
Ashley and I
like,
know this person who's very famous and very wealthy, and like you'd expect them to live in that house because they could probably afford it. We go to their house; it's beautiful, but it's not like
who can afford a $200 million house that you know?
No, it's not achievable.
Oh.
You're talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce. I'm saying the house that I'm talking about is just, it's a stunningly beautiful big house, but like there's a couple people in it.
He's like we
a
can
lot
tell
of
you who
that
it is
shit is
after,
for
but he's
fucking
like
status
rich,
and-
like
Yeah.
so.
The richest.
And it's just the house is like normal. I'm like, what? It's so nice to see.
Yeah.
You know.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, my situation is weird because when my kids are with me, it's like 2 kids and all their shit, and they're running around,
Totally.
and they're playing in this room, and they have
Kids
their
are
rooms.
different vibe.
But then when they're not around, I'm like, it's just it's a
Yeah.
big fucking place now, but nothing going on. You know what I mean? But
It's
like,
kind of crazy how like my brother had a baby. My nephew he's about to turn 8 months, but like it's just shit's everywhere. Like you need to double
dude,
the
it's nuts.
space.
And like, I mean, I feel like if I was still married, it would be like, we have to clean up and we got to make sure the house is like,
Yeah.
I'm like, by the
Women,
time
yeah.
I clean up all their shit, they're back at my house making a mess again.
Yeah.
So I just don't do
It's
that.
the Golden Gate Bridge. It's always painting it.
It's just constant. We're just forever. It
Yeah.
never ends.
You gotta have
But
like
it's
a playroom. It's a whole thing.
But
right?
again, go back to the very beginning. Like, if my kids like spill their food and like when they were little kids with like diapers and shit, I kept that clean. If like their toys are on the ground, I do not.
You
give
have
a
to just
fuck.
let it go.
can't.
I mean,
I
you have
do
to let
not
your life
fucking
like
care.
that.
yeah.
You know?
That's why I can't have kids because I
Yeah.
can't let anything go in my house.
Not
I'm
interested.
crazy. John, do you want kids?
What's up?
Do you want kids?
No.
Oh my gosh, I love you so much.
It's
That's
like
why
I've never
that's
been
why I'm
wetter.
not more of a fan of John.
We were talking about this with the out and about guys the other day, where it's like, who knows? I'm not getting a vasectomy. I maybe my mind will change one day. I keep thinking that, and it keeps not.
How old are you?
34.
I'm not of the ilk of your mind will change. And Ashley and I hate when people say that to people. When somebody says, like, I don't want to have kids,
an insult.
it's so insulting when somebody says you'll change your mind. Because when somebody tells me they want kids, I don't tell them you'll change your mind.
Yeah.
But
You did
I
change your
do
mind
think
on
there's
that.
a
Yeah,
good.
I
I
did
think
change
there's
my
a
mind.
good amount of girls who say they don't want kids when it doesn't look like they think they're gonna have them. Because then when they meet the right person, they like immediately have kids. And
Yeah,
it's like,
I mean, I'm not
something.
like that. I've never wanted them. No, I mean, like ever once. It's like it's a fear of mine to actually fall for a guy that wants that.
Really?
Oh my god. I mean, just I understand that as well. You kind of start to like walk it back, but no, I mean,
I'm
I
actually
never
looking
have.
forward to one day having the fight that they always have in movies, where it's like, I always told you I didn't want kids. Your mind changed, not mine.
Yeah, totally.
You don't have any inkling like
No, I mean,
never.
we did a whole episode on this. Never
Yeah.
once, like,
too?
not.
I have changed my
Because I feel like
mind
you're very maternal. Like
because I have big boobs.
the kids would
I'm
be
more maternal than
eaten,
Rayna.
The kids would be well
Because I have
fed.
some thick thighs. And
But
some
I
big
mean, I
boobs.
guess this sounds silly too because it doesn't have
like-
anything to do with motherhood. But it's like you like to cook and you like the house.
Yes,
and like,
but I
it's
think
like,
that there
I want to do
is-
that for my goddamn self.
So not that you're not insulting me at all, but that is like this misconception that like women that don't want kids are these like cold,
Yeah,
unloving,
yeah.
unfeeling. Like Ashley is obsessed with her nephew. She's so loving with him. When I see her, I'm like, that is the most beautiful bond between like a woman and a baby. And that doesn't necessarily mean you want children. And
That's the way to go.
It's the best.
Because
my
they get to
whole-
give them back.
It's
You know?
fucking amazing.
Even with sorry,
But I want to finish your question. So my whole life, I just thought it was a foregone conclusion that I would have children. I never thought about it. I was just like, that's what
Right.
everybody
Just what
does.
you do.
Of course I'm going to do it. And
Yeah.
as I got older and saw my friends having kids, to steal like Seth Rogen's line, it just didn't look that fun to me. And I mean, when I
Said that
think
to the
about what my
Cowboys.
parents had to do to be great parents, my dad every weekend picked us up Saturday morning. We went to the library, the zoo, baseball games. Like
Nonstop.
all the things my parents did to be the best parents in the fucking world, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Yo.
And that's good parenting to be like, I'm not trying to show up to a parent-teacher conference on a Tuesday. I want to drink natural wine and get fucked up.
But they do want to do it. Like, I just think you have to want it so badly because it's your whole life, you know? Like,
This is why I think it gets weird for dads, because like I think some dads are
Right.
probably like, I want to be a dad, but like I was always just like, I will be one because that's just what you
Right.
do. But I never had this like overly powerful urge to compel me to do it. I just kind of like did it. And that's,
Right.
I mean, that's a weird, you know, as a mom, you have a physical connection for 9 months. You birth the baby. It's this whole thing. As a guy, you're like, your life just changed. Like, you're just like, okay, now do everything different. And it's like, I don't know, my hormones and my mentality and all that
Right.
didn't change. I just have to like make myself do it differently now.
I've seen-
and the fun thing is
I could maybe be a dad.
It's yeah. Well,
I think I might be a good stepdad.
It's a weird, like, it probably just wouldn't happen because of how you have to go about having kids. But if you could like pop one out and then he's like the stay-at-home mom, would you do that?
no, also, I'm kidding. I don't want that. I don't want anything
No,
about the
fuck all
life.
this
I don't want
shit.
anything about the lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a lifelong commitment, and I don't want it. And
Yeah.
but it's like I have all the like my brother and his wife, like they really want that life,
Yeah.
like which is so beautiful. Which needs to happen in the world. Like it's just a way you want to live your life or not.
I
So-
love when people are like, you'll be like alone when you're gonna like die alone at the end. You don't have like kids to take care of. It's like, I don't give a fuck about when I'm like 90 and dying on the bed. What about when I'm 40 and I'm like rich and single and having fun still?
But there's also
like,
no
why are we worrying about
guarantee-
when I'm gonna like be dying of
But
cancer?
there's
and
no
have kids take care
guarantee
of
that
me?
you're going to see these. Like my mom and I were talking about this. I was in Pittsburgh this weekend, and my mom was like, I don't see either of you. My brother lives in London. I live in California. My mom was like, I didn't really ever see my life being like this. I don't see either of you ever. And like, there's no guarantee that you'll ever see your kids.
Well, yeah, and also guess what? I didn't ask to be here, so like you couldn't. That plan isn't fair to me. I get to do it. You brought me here, but I get to do what I want once I get here.
Right.
But that happens a lot with when like the feeling of being with kids. I just get like when I see a kid, and I've been around kids I love. Or at least I'm supposed to, so I say that. But like, you know, like friends' kids and shit like that. And like, it's fun. Like, they're like, let's play. And I'm like, this is, within 3 seconds, I'm like, this is so goddamn stupid. I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
Oh,
do
you don't even like playing with kids
No,
at
like,
all.
like,
But that's
for
the
like
thing,
a quick
that's
second.
not what fun. You know, you don't spend your free time as an adult like playing on a playground.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden you're supposed to do that, and I just said this last podcast, so I'm repeating myself. But like you feel fulfilled. You feel what's the other word they use?
Sense of purpose.
Purpose, all that shit. But it's like, but it's not fun. It's not enjoyable.
I know. I'm just trying to fun all the fucking time.
I know.
Like, I will say, I mean, my nephew, like, I could cry right now. I miss him actively. I love him so much. He like lives in my soul.
Can he like talk and
So
shit?
he's starting to maybe talk. He's crawling. He's 7.5 months.
See,
like, but
And you're not like, what do you want?
but I'm obsessed. But it's weird because I feel like that it goes either way because he's perfect and he's the cutest baby you've ever seen. He's absolutely perfect. He doesn't cry. He's like perfection. They know they're very lucky. But a lot of women would be like, you know what, this is it. It makes me. I'm feeling some type of way that I want this. And for me, I'm like, it validates even more that this isn't right for me.
Because you're seeing the best it could be, and you're
But
still
I just
like,
don't feel it. I love him and I love I think being an aunt is this
the number
incredible
one
thing.
That's like that means don't do it. Like
100%.
Because the amount
Just
of people
validates what I already knew.
Like there's a lot of shit that people do because they're supposed to like live a certain life,
Yeah.
get a certain job, live in a certain town.
Yeah.
But bringing a fucking human into the
Right.
world when you don't really want to do it is a bad
But
idea.
how do you even do it if you don't want to so badly? Because it's around the clock, constant, especially
It
for the
is
mother. Like
constant.
takes over your life. So if you didn't want it so badly, how are you doing it?
Yeah.
Like if you were like resentful in any way, how? I mean, I guess, and people have postpartum and all that, and
Yeah, they
I really
usually put
feel
their
for
kids in the
anyone
fucking minivan
that's
and
like
drive
that.
off the bridge.
But how do you? because it's your whole life. It's just like crazy to me.
I think that you adapt to it. And I was thinking about this thing I saw on Andrew Huberman's Instagram where he was talking
looking
about
at the sun and
it was the one
Fucking
time he took a
Huberman.
break from the sun. He was talking about
get in a cold shower and look at the sun. 50 million
I'm like,
followers
I've
later.
seen this so many
Fuck
times.
you, Huberman. I'm sick of your ass.
But anyways, he was like, there's this study that says, and also people were like, what study?
Yeah.
But
There's a
people
study that says
really,
everything.
people were like, can you just quote this? What study? But he said that people with children are people without children are happier than
Yes.
people with
Yes.
children. And then the people in the comments went berserk saying people don't have children to be happy. They have them to find fulfillment and purpose in life. And I will say, I feel like Girls Gotta Eat is the greatest purpose in my life. I have
Yeah.
never felt more fulfilled. I feel like
You're
Ashley and I
making
raised all
money.
these daughters. And like, I feel like we've like really
Totally.
like
Yo,
left our mark on
yeah,
the world. And
yeah.
that's my purpose in life.
1000%. There's so many ways to have purpose in life. It's crazy to think that like kids are the only way to do it.
But also,
I don't-
like, I respect
honestly, I
people's
cannot tell
decision
you
of
why I
kids.
had
I can watch a TV series in a night. That's my fulfillment.
Hell yeah. But
But I love that people want it so badly. They're like, my brother and his wife are meant to be parents. It's so beautiful. It's like really special to watch.
I know.
It just is like
What-
makes
do
me
you-
realize we're all
what
so
about
different.
This? What about, let's say, they say like, I don't know if I believe this, but I've seen people say that the first person to live to 200 is like being born right now.
Yeah.
And let's say we could change the biological clock. Do you think if you lived like your life and your career till you were like 60 and then could have kids, so like you get like a full,
I like that question.
like
Maybe.
While I'm like old and can't crawl around on the floor.
But you wouldn't. Let's like.
But you
the
wouldn't age
idea
like
is
that.
like
You could
like
be
if
our
everybody, if we're
age.
living longer and like everyone's healthier.
try a new
this is
lifestyle?
totally fantasy, obviously.
Okay.
But like, I think part of it is the biological clock thing kicks off right when you're like hitting your stride in your career and starting to make money and you want to travel.
Yeah, for
and then it's like you
women
got to
only.
shut it all down.
Yeah.
But if you could do that for like 10, 20 more years and then still have kids, would you? Or you
Well,
still?
so it's never been about the career or anything for me. It's just genuinely no desire or want or like nothing's appealing about
Ashley's
it to me.
that Michael Jordan meme. Fuck those kids. Fuck them kids.
Okay, I would like to answer, and I think I would do it. I'm also not 100% on having kids. There is a probability in the world that I meet a person and I'm just like, I want to be a parent with you. I don't foresee it really happening, but it could. But yeah, if I could do it at 60 and just hang out and be like as
'Cause
youthful
think
as I
that's
am
a lot of
today.
the problem. Like,
Oh,
it's-
okay, all
You
right.
shut down your career. You shut down your
It's
fun.
something to do.
Something to do.
Well, what else what am I doing when I'm 60?
What am I doing at 60?
Right.
Right. And I love the idea of like going, like if you could get them at the age of like 9 or 10 when they're doing fun stuff, you could have cool parent stuff to do.
Right
and
before
sports.
puberty? See, here's the
Oh.
thing. What stage is good?
Yeah,
What-
they're not-
what is
That's a
it?
great
Name
point.
an age that's like
I-
not problematic in some way. 5.
Right.
Early middle school, high school, forget it.
Well,
Nightmare.
Nightmare
They
for
smell.
like boys are
They
like
smell.
gross. Girls
But
are bitches.
girls, see, today I
I'm having a
feel
good
for
time
people,
right now. Right now is pretty fun. 7 and 6 for me.
Right,
is
yeah,
like-
before
perfect
social
age.
media gets in their head and all that kind
they're
of
like,
stuff.
dancing and playing baseball and asking
That
silly
seems perfect.
questions and fucking around, and it's like, but they're also like expensive and a hell of a like they're hard, but as far as like them,
Like
like,
5
I
to
want
9
to stay there.
feels
Pretty
perfect.
Cool. Yeah,
I love watching his kids on Insta. I love your kids.
like I will say, like going to baseball, like little league with my son is something that is higher, whatever, blah blah. Like I feel better doing that than I've
Fulfillment.
ever felt better doing.
My
doing
dad's
anything.
favorite thing he's ever done in his life is
Yeah.
go to Little League with my brother. We just
Right.
won every week.
But I've always said, like, I think Little League, like, when you're a boy is like, for me, I think that there's a period of time from like maybe a little bit past Little League. It's before you start drinking and trying to hook up, but you're old enough to like ride your bike and leave the house and you have a little bit of like autonomy and life is just bliss. And as like a little boy, that was like, I was like, all I want to do is like ride my bike
Totally.
and play video games and play sports and you're not worried
Yeah.
about girls or booze or partying. If I could just stay right there. So when my kid is in that, like it's early for that, but like a little bit of that, I'm like, yeah, this is
That's
cool.
pretty awesome. And we grew up in like a great time. Like,
Did your parents like watch you or just let you like go?
We were it was pretty relaxing. I talk about this a lot of like this, like my brother and I even talk about how like lucky we were. We would just like get on our bikes, ride around the neighborhood and like come
Yeah.
home before dinner. And it felt like safer and it was just a different time. But yeah, we would just, I kind of look back at, it just wouldn't fly today. Like the ages that we were allowed to be alone. And then like,
Let's say like
how I would set out to like
when
go to
you
the
were
pool.
like 4 years old, would your parents just leave you alone in the house?
Oh no.
Not at the house, no. But like we lived in like
Is
your
that-
parents.
is that-
You leave your 4-year-olds alone?
hell no.
You got
bro.
left alone
If I
at
left
4.
my 4-year-old alone, I would get like child protective service called on me. I'm not even
Wait,
kidding.
John, what do
Are
you mean
you
you're
allowed
alone
to-
at 4?
But not
Are you
for
is
extended
that
periods of
allowed?
time.
How
But,
long?
40
an
minutes,
hour.
like 2 hours, an hour, 40
I'd
minutes.
probably
like,
like
In
40
a,
minutes to an
in
hour.
a in like a crate.
No, I had free
Just
reign of the
roaming the
house,
house?
but I would
tell
just sit
them
up-
what you used to do.
No, they put him
this
in a
is
car.
the saddest, sickest thing in the world.
Is this,
So-
are you? Do you have a traumatized childhood?
Oh yeah, heavy.
Really?
Heavy, heavy.
Oh my
I
God,
don't
you
think
A lot of
so.
sexual
This is
abuse,
Every time I
a
tell
lot
a
of
story,
trauma.
people will be like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "No, it's funny. It's funny." Like, but it was
Funny.
My,
It's funny though. It's funny.
It's all jokes.
What are
Okay.
you about to say?
When my mom, this came up the other day for some reason, and Kevin was talking about when he can leave his kids alone, and when I was like 4-ish, I'm not sure the exact age, but I know my little sister, who I'm 2 years older than, was still in a like a fucking push cart.
Okay,
Like a
stroller.
Stroller.
Not the push cart.
Great.
I was in a shopping cart, you know.
And
my
my mom would be like, I gotta go to the store, and then she'd be like, I'm gonna get you ready to be alone, like you.
I'm gonna get you ready.
she's like, I'm gonna tell you where I'm going. I'm going to this place called DB Mart, which is like it's about a mile. We always called it a mile away on our bike, so it's roughly a mile away. And she's like, I'm going to DB Mart. I'm walking with Hannah. I'm gonna walk to DB Mart. We're gonna get some food, some snacks, whatever, and then we're gonna walk back. We'll be back in like an hour. You're gonna be alone. And I was like, all right, word. And they would leave, and I would watch them. I could picture like it's actually the window my dog used to sit
No,
in.
like I'm picturing a dog like watching you leave. Like
Yeah. I would sit in the window and I would watch them, and then once they got past,
I feel like I'm gonna cry. Would
gonna.
your mom see you
when
in the
you hear the-
window?
the
This-
final line, you'll cry.
Then they got past the trees.
You
I
might-
feel really
emotional. These little kids. John, are you okay?
Once they got past the trees,
Listen.
I would be like, okay, they're gone now. And then I would go over there. I had like steps right in front of my front door. And I would go and I would just sit on the steps and wait for the doorknob to turn.
stop.
But not for the doorknob of like his mom returning.
I was
like
waiting for
fear
somebody
that
to
someone
come take
else
me.
was coming in the house.
God, this is really sad.
No, it's funny. It's a funny story. Laugh. Why don't you laugh?
I'm sorry. I'm
Childhood was
sorry.
funny and fine. I swear.
No, you're right. I'm sorry. You're trying to work through this with comedy, and I
John,
should be
that's
laughing.
hilarious.
No, this is so funny.
Your
That's
trauma that you thought
Your mom is an icon.
more moms should be like her. Okay, I am gonna see your story and raise you. My dad was a single dad. My parents separated when I was 4, and my babysitter at my dad's house was Law and Order SVU. So I really like learned about like sexual assault as like a young kid.
Oh my
And then by the age of
God.
like 8, I couldn't sleep through the night. I was so terrified, but I couldn't tell my mom this is what I was watching. She was gonna get mad at dad, and I wasn't gonna let him go there anymore.
Don't narc.
And he had the good snacks. And so I was waking up in the middle of the night and sleeping at the foot of my bed, of my mom's bed, until she woke up in the morning. And then I'd like slither out of the room. And that's my
Laugh.
Please clap. Please clap. Oh my God. This shit is wild to
Little
me.
scared kids makes me sad.
But I like wasn't scared. Like I don't remember having fear.
I was terrified.
I just remember being like, okay, they're gone. I don't see them anymore. Now we wait. And, like
Yeah.
it was just like that's what I did.
I know it.
It
Like
was-
I could not even fathom leaving my kids alone for like more than like 30 seconds right now.
Right.
Like it's the world is just so different now. Where it's like used to come out and come home when the lights come on like that. I mean, if my kids just like disappeared for a couple hours in the neighborhood, I'd be like, they're kidnapped and they're
Right.
dead.
Of course.
They call the police.
I have a guy friend. He was visiting here, and he has 2 kids, and they're maybe like 5 and 9, like that, something around those 8. And he left him in the hotel and like went to drinks. And it was like, I was like, are they? They're
That's
But
fucking
if there's
insane.
a 9-year-old,
But
that's fine, right?
But I think he felt like they were in the
9-year-old.
hotel.
Yo, think about like you say that.
It was like Home
if a
Alone.
9-year-old walked in here right now, you'd be like, that is a
But if there's
helpless
2 of them,
moron.
okay. But if I was 9, my brother's 5. He's 4
Macaulay
years
Culkin
younger.
did it.
Yeah, I was more afraid. We talked about this. I was more afraid I was going to touch something on the mini bar and bankrupt the family. My mom was like, "Do not open a bag of chips while we are gone." 'Cause I thought the
Thousands
chips
of
cost
dollars.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
the mini
That's
bar
so
was
true.
like, don't.
That was like
touch
my very first
anything.
TikTok that went viral. Was that exact thing? Were you quoting it?
I said we talked about it. Yeah. We talked
Of like
about it.
you feel like when you're an adult and you're like, can I eat this? And
Yeah.
here we make tons of money. It's like we can afford it, but something about your family is put in your head.
Dude,
of like
I-
that's gonna just
I'm
put us into debt.
I still worry about money now. I'm better financially than I ever dreamed I would be, and I still like
Don't touch the minibar.
just free. It's not like that because I'll be reckless about like some shit, but I'm still just like these bills are piling up and like it's gonna be expensive, and I'm like, why? I don't know. It's
Kids.
yeah, I guess so. Fucking kids, man. Don't have them. Don't do it. Don't do it. The only thing I do is throw marshmallows and go to baseball practice. That's it.
Wait, do you have a girl and a boy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was 2 girls. No, a girl and a boy. Got
Girl and a
it.
boy.
Okay, nailed it.
Yeah. So anyway, I think it's good what you guys are doing because I think there's probably a lot of girls who are like need somebody to say that.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, you don't have to
when
fucking
we
have kids.
did
I
that
don't think
episode-
more guys should say no. By the way, I think so many guys kind of get like bullied into it.
I
like
actually
you-
am seeing more men a lot saying like I could go either way.
Yeah. I think a lot of guys are like could go either way, but I think then they meet a girl who wants to have them, and you just kind of the same reason a lot of guys propose. You just kind of like
You're supposed to.
we're like close to 30, and like I have to, and then we have to, and then it's like if you don't want to do it, don't do it.
Well,
'Cause it's a big fucking commitment.
See guys sometimes just like do it, and then they're not that involved, and like that's a bummer too. You know, because
That's what I mean. Like, if you're not gonna be into it and
I
shit,
watched my brother and his wife, who like my brother wanted kids, you know, forever, like be true co-parents, and it's really special and beautiful to see. And I'm like, this would suck so bad if he was just like removed. No, I'm not changing diapers. No, I'm not. Like,
A lot of that.
it's a collaborative effort. So
Yeah.
I think you see a lot of guys be like, yeah, you can have them, but I'm not gonna really
Right, that's on
do
you then.
much.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
Fucking-
there's got to be
and
so
then
much
that kid doesn't
resentment
have
I
a
didn't
there.
get you
dad,
a
it's
birthday
like-
present anyway, so might as well you can have this. But
Right.
don't ask for anything else.
That's so funny. I forgot your birthday, but I'll get you pregnant. But I mean, when we did that episode, we got such an outpouring of like, thank you for like normalizing this. We've got messages from moms that were like, I regret having kids. It was crazy. People were really like opening up to us because we normalized this feeling that a lot of women have. But we also feel for the women so much that want kids so badly and like can't find a partner
Isn't
or
it
having
always the
fertility
way
issues.
too? It's like it's
Like-
like the 16-year-old can get pregnant after one time, and the girl who wants it so bad.
Right. Or like
Can't. It's
just
always-
can't find a partner,
Yeah.
a man that wants to do it or whatever reason. Like I feel for them so much, and it's just like it's so touchy. So
Ashley really normalized it for me. I guess I didn't really think about it before I met her. I just thought like this is what people do, is what I'm gonna do. And
Yeah.
like she was
You
so
don't have to.
steadfast of like, I mean, this episode was her idea, and talking about this was her, and like she really normalized it for me and made me go like, oh, maybe I don't want this, because I never really thought about it that deeply before I met you.
yeah.
Well, really, if you think about it, we just started letting you guys share opinions and stuff and
I know.
living your life.
What a
So you guys are,
disaster.
trailblazers.
Yuck.
The world's been a worse place ever since.
For us.
Well, listen, I mean, it also doesn't hurt that you guys are, thriving, to say the least.
We raised all these little girls.
It's nice. And it's so funny because we have like more like
Here's
moms
the
and
deal.
daughters
All you
come to
gotta
the
do is
show.
get some sex toys too. By the
We
way,
brought
you
you
don't
some-
even need,
Well,
you don't
brought
even
you
need
some
to
little
find.
things.
we didn't know you guys were so into the actual toys, so we brought you
Oh, you
cum
brought us, like,
rags
fa-
and
oh.
blow gels.
Cum rags.
So this is for when you suck dick.
Is this a?
Thank you for coming.
It's
Is that
a
what this says?
flavored blow
That's
gel.
funny.
And we switch up the flavors. We've been trying to do it seasonally, but
Oh.
try it.
Don't throw up. If you throw up, I'll lose it.
This is actually pretty good, and I don't even like pina coladas.
You put a little drop on a dick and you just suck it. It tastes really nice. We're gonna come out with a flavor.
This is
or a-
yeah. I don't typically drink pina coladas, and I can see myself sucking a dick with this.
Okay.
Nice.
Right, like nice little like maybe trip to Costa Rica by the pool.
Totally.
Have a fucking.
It transports you.
What's the other smoothie drink that they do at like
Miami Vice.
Strawberry
Miami
daiquiri.
Vice?
Not pina colada. Strawberry daiquiri.
Strawberry daiquiri. I like a daiquiri.
Or
Ooh,
maybe
Miami
sex on the
Vice.
beach
And then-
margarita and Bahama Mama.
This is the part of the show we all just pitch shit.
Well, I like
no,
that you
this
could
is-
be like drinking a pina colada on vacation and be like, you know what, this reminds me of.
Yeah.
It's just like that blow job.
Yeah, this is actually a problem.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be like with their like taking their girlfriend on their first
It's
vacation.
like a little golf towel.
I'm gonna hang it on my bedpost.
Yes.
I keep that motherfucking thing on me.
My friend came home and she said her husband had hung these on both sides of the bedpost.
Yeah.
These cum towels. She
Let's
sent me a
go.
photo. It was amazing.
Bro, there's nothing worse than being like, oh, I gotta roll over now. It's gonna get everywhere. You
Yeah.
roll
on both sides.
Grab
of
a
the room.
t-shirt off the ground. No, keep it on the bedpost.
Right.
That is great. Well, congrats, girls. Vibes Only is the brand.
Yes.
Is that like its own website? Vibesonly.com?
Vibesonly.com.
There you go.
And its
Yeah.
own app.
And-
All the toys are Bluetooth enabled. There's remote control that's complimentary with everything. And
Wait,
some
what's
other-
Bluetooth enabled mean?
So they all connect
Well,
via
you don't need a wire.
Bluetooth to the app, and then there's
Oh,
erotic,
and then you can have like
erotic
your
content there.
own
But yeah,
thing.
you can
Yes.
you can control somebody's vibrator from anywhere.
From super low, like doesn't have to be
No,
within
like
the same
across the
Wi-Fi?
world.
Go to
yeah.
Paris, yeah.
That's sick.
So
yeah.
you could send if you want your partner to like take control of your vibrator, you just send it to them. They get a code, they have
That's very cool.
access, and they can like kind of DJ it. And
Okay.
it's like a fun long
I
distance
very
type of
much
thing.
like that.
Yeah, it's fun.
That is very cool.
And there's a
I'm still
battery
not gonna
estimator.
know. It actually maybe I don't like it now that I'm thinking about it because they could just seem like he doesn't know what he's doing. Like,
And so we had this girl at a show say that she had this guy that she was dating, like doing it, like controlling it, and then later he was like, "That was one of my friends at the bar."
What did he say? I let him take a swing at it.
Yeah, let him take a swing at it.
It's a little bit like electronic rape.
I mean, I was just like,
Consent to that, dude.
Right? I didn't like it.
I mean, by the way, that like if I'm that guy, I'm like for the rest of my life, I'm like, yo, I made your girlfriend come.
yes.
yeah.
In any argument ever, like, oh yeah, well, I made your girlfriend come.
Right. Yeah, I
That's
let him
funny.
take a swing at it. Oh my god, they broke up. They did break up.
Yeah.
That was-
He's suing her. She's suing her.
yeah, exactly.
And
We're involved in the
Are,
lawsuit.
are
It's
you
the whole
guys
thing.
on tour right now or anything?
We just wrapped the first half of the year, and we're going to take a break for the summer, and then we start back up in the fall. Our first show in London is how we kick it
Yeah, you
off,
guys
and then
are
we're doing
fucking crushing.
Fucking
a lot of West
worldwide
Coast,
type shit.
Texas.
Big theater, big arenas,
Yeah.
big venues and shit. It's crazy.
And then we end the year for our holiday shows in Toronto and the Beacon Theater in New York, and that's it for the year.
Let's go. That's
We've already done
fucking
the
sick.
Beacon. But the shows are the best things in the world. We just love
Yeah.
it.
We did the
You guys put on
Apollo
a
last
show.
December,
yeah?
which was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so dope.
Yeah,
like
that's
I feel
cool.
like they were like, why did we let y'all in here? But then they loved us. But I think
was
at the
it was not like your crowd? It was like an Apollo crowd.
No, it was our crowd.
ours.
I think that's their
Oh,
whole
like
thing
the-
was like, what is happening? Like,
Yeah.
all these
Got it,
white
got it,
girls
got
at the
it.
Apollo and all
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
But they really loved us by the end. But not just anyone can play there. Like it was an honor that they
Yeah,
like
hell
let
yeah.
us.
I mean,
But
that shit's
they were
legendary.
very funny. Of like, yeah, this is a little weird. A little weird.
They said we've never seen so many little white girls. But we sold it out, so
Oh, it was the fastest sellout of the year. They brought us like a little gift.
No
was
shit.
really nice.
So it was
Congrats.
just an iconic thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, like it was pretty dope. Like girls gotta eat the Apollo, but yeah, they were wonderful. So,
Unbelievable. Keep
yeah.
doing
Well,
your
you
thing,
guys
girls.
you guys will have to come if
Yeah.
you want to come to
Yes,
Beacon.
please.
we have the same
I'd love to-
agent. He'll just get you tickets.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
He's moving to the West Coast, so we got him.
Oh yeah.
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 Anyways, this is so fun. We love being here so much. This
Anytime.
is the podcast that we've been on the most, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Like guests ever?
I think so.
That would make sense. That wouldn't surprise
You
me.
brought it
Yeah.
back a few times now.
You've got to be the top. You might be the one we've had on the most too.
And I did Kevin's solo.
Yeah.
Did you do his solo?
Yeah,
It was during
I
COVID.
canceled that show
It was a
before.
COVID show. What was
Yeah.
it called?
It was just the Kevin Clancy show. I called it. It was just
Oh,
like
okay.
more like one-on-one interviews.
People call me fat. It was the angle was really like up under my chin.
Some of the
Your
angles
audience-
My
over
audience.
here.
Your audience.
You wanted
Some
to,
of the
yeah.
Barstool
Oh, I can't
angles.
wait.
I know worse than anybody. I did one episode of that show. It looked like I had a loaf of bread. in my
What the
neck.
fuck?
And I remember being like, I don't really look at anything before it goes up, and then it went up, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And they were like, yeah, when we were filming that one, I was like, this is not a good look, and I was like, well then. Why did we do it?
Yeah. It's
Why
so
did we? And then
funny.
the very next episode, I had the camera like up
Yeah, you
on
gotta
the-
do it
up on the ceiling. So
The
I did it
skinny
like this, like as a joke.
Yeah.
Like, this is my new angle. For
I
the
didn't
rest
get
of
that
my life.
treatment. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. Love you guys.
And
Yeah.
keep doing it, girls. You guys are killing it.
Thank you so much.
All right, big thanks for watching. If you made it through this whole episode, that means you should be subscribed. There's so many of you out there who watch and don't subscribe, so make sure you are a KFC Radio subscriber. Make sure you get all the content when it drops. Click that button now.
I have 9 fingers. I'm still subscribed. It's that easy.